Today we're strapping in for a close look at a really interesting one, that non-title match between John Cena and R-Truth.
Yeah, from Saturday night's main event, aired May 24th, 2025.
So setting the stage a bit, earlier in the show they announced that big WWE weekend coming to Atlanta in July.
Right, yeah. NXT Great American Bash on Saturday afternoon, July 12th, then Saturday night's main event that night.
And Evolution wrapping it up on Sunday the 13th, mostly at State Farm Arena.
Yeah, all except Great American Bash, that's going to be a center stage theater, so a big weekend planned. And scheduling Great American Bash, even if it's an afternoon show, on the same day as AEW's All in Texas. That feels deliberate.
Oh, absolutely. Even with different time slots, it's definitely a competitive move. Signals they're not shying away from going head-to-head for viewer attention.
It'll be interesting to track the viewership numbers for both that day.
For sure.
The notes specifically point out that when they first announced Great American Bash on that Saturday show, they didn't actually say when it would take place, just that it was happening.
Oh, interesting. So they held back the date initially. Did the notes suggest why?
Well, the source material we have characterizes Meltzer as being very pro-AEW and becomes very defensive of WWE's counter-programming. So reading between the lines of the notes, this delayed reveal of the specific Saturday afternoon date, it's viewed as a strategic move linked to the competition.
That's key then. The notes seem to frame the whole announcement process like announcing it Saturday without the when, then hinting on Raw, then dropping the date later as a tactical rollout.
Yeah.
It suggests that, in this analysis at least, even something like an event announcement is seen through the lens of this larger competitive landscape, strategic decisions between the companies. And then there's the buzz around that July Saturday night's main event in Atlanta itself.
The Goldberg speculation.
Exactly. Rumors that it could be his retirement show. The start time is advertised as doors open at 7:30 Eastern, which suggests an 8 o'clock show start on NBC. If Goldberg's farewell match is on there, that adds a whole other level of significance.
Definitely boosts that particular SNME show. And then Evolution. The first one in 2018 was huge. A real moment.
It absolutely was. Groundbreaking.
But, some questions are being raised now. Is the women's roster, depth-wise, as strong now compared to 2018? Especially without, say, a Ronda Rousey figure bringing that mainstream crossover appeal.
That's a fair point. The talent is incredible. You've got Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, loads of others, undeniably top-tier wrestlers.
No question about the talent. But selling out 2 nights back-to-back in a big arena like State Farm.
It's a big ask. It'll be a real test of the drawing power of the women's division headlining on its own in 2025 compared to that first landmark event. Okay, so back to the match itself. Commentary was Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Pretty standard there.
Yep, familiar voices. But then the entrances started, and that's where things got interesting.
Cena first. Music hits. And the reaction.
Well, it was loud, but really mixed. You had the cheers, sure, but also a lot of boos. And apparently, even some folks in Cena shirts were booing him.
That's something. And they put up that graphic, didn't they?
They did. Highlighting, 17-time champ, his 6th SNME appearance. But crucially, it also showed R-Truth was actually 2-1 against Cena, historically.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they immediately framed Truth as someone who can beat Cena, sets a different tone.
Exactly. It lent some credibility right away. And I saw this mentioned in the fan reaction. Someone had a sign, like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, clutching the WWE title belt, saying, "My precious."
Wow. That paints a picture.
Right. Captures that feeling some fans have about him maybe holding onto the title too long, this obsessive quality.
That Gollum image is, pretty potent. And with the commentators bringing up Truth's winning record, it definitely plants a seed of doubt.
The commentators mentioned it. Cena's only win against Truth before this was for the title, back at Capital Punishment. But still, 2-1 Truth.
That immediately adds a layer, doesn't it? Even for a non-title match, it's not just a foregone conclusion.
But then came Truth's entrance.
Right.
You hear those first notes of John Cena's music. The crowd goes wild.
Oh, he's a big pop.
And then out walks R-Truth. But it's not R-Truth. It's Ron Cena. Wearing the whole outfit, hat, shirt, the jorts, everything.
No way. Did he do the mannerisms too?
Oh, completely. Held up the shirt, talked to the camera, the salute, the run down the ramp, bounced off the ropes, even through the hat. He nailed it.
That's hilarious.
Clearly, R-Truth has been playing a lot of WWE 2K since he knows Cena's entrance so well.
And, you know, the detail in those WWE 2K games is incredible. Entrances are often motion capture. They're recreated so meticulously.
Oh, for sure.
So spending hours playing that with that level of detail, it could absolutely embed those specific cues, the timing, everything right in your head, even for a veteran performer like R-Truth who's seen the real thing countless times.
Right.
But also kind of pointed, maybe, given Cena's recent actions.
I think that was the idea. Pure entertainment, but also a subtle dig, highlighting the contrast.
Which made Cena's reaction even more stark, because he didn't wait, did he?
Not at all. Bell hadn't even rung. Cena just blindsided Truth with a clothesline, then straight into ground and pound.
Okay, so immediate aggression, no messing around.
0. And then he rips off the Ron Cena t-shirt. And kind of weirdly, he actually threw Truth's earrings away, too.
The earrings? Really? It's unexpected.
Yeah, it felt deliberately disrespectful. Not the usual Cena vibe at all.
And the crowd picked up on it.
Oh, yeah. The "you can't wrestle" chant started up pretty quick, aimed right at Cena.
You can't wrestle.
Yes, he can.
You can't wrestle.
Yes, he can.
It really lands differently when you hear it like that, doesn't it?
It does.
Did he react to them?
Didn't seem fazed. Just powered through, hit those 2 diving shoulder tackles, the spinning side slam, the 5-knuckle shuffle. Looks like he's setting up for the attitude adjustment. Business as usual, moves-wise.
But Truth weathered that initial storm.
He did. He managed to counter an attitude adjustment attempt. And then suddenly the whole match flipped. Truth started using Cena's own moves.
Oh, the mimicry continues.
The shoulder tackles, the side slam, even mocking Cena's taunts, the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Wait, he did the shuffle.
He did.
Yeah.
And then he actually hit the attitude adjustment on Cena.
Get out for the pin.
For super close near fall. The crowd absolutely bought it for a second. They exploded.
I bet. That's incredible. Was that it for the Cena tribute?
Not quite. Truth then locked in the STF, Cena's own submission hold.
Seriously. Wow.
Looked like maybe, just maybe. But Cena managed to crawl and just barely reach the bottom rope to force the break.
Man, Truth really went all in on being the better Cena there, didn't he?
It really felt like it, yeah. Using all the signature stuff, which made the ending even more jarring.
Okay, so how did it finish? Because it sounds like Truth had all the momentum.
Well, things spilled outside for a moment. Cena recovered and then just drove Truth face first, hard, into the steel ring post. Really brutal looking.
Ouch. Okay, that shifts things back.
But then it got even weirder. And here's maybe the most intriguing part of the match. Cena grabs the WWE Championship belt.
Uh-oh.
Remember, this wasn't a title match.
Right, non-title, so why grab the belt?
He holds it up, looks at it, looks at Truth. He seems conflicted, like he's thinking about using it. But then he hesitated and actually handed it back to the ref.
Huh. A moment of conscience? That hesitation. Is it real or is it mind games?
That's the question, right? Is it a flash of the old Cena, the guy who wouldn't cheat? Or is he just messing with Truth, messing with the crowd?
It adds complexity even in such a short match. That ambiguity is kind of compelling.
Well, whatever it was, Truth seems to buy it. Truth starts to kind of celebrate, thinking maybe he'd gotten through to Cena, you know.
Yeah, like maybe the old Cena was still in there.
But nope. He thinks Cena's showing respect, maybe. He actually extends his hand for a handshake.
Oh, Truth. No.
Nope. As the ref was dealing with the belt, Cena just turns and delivers a blatant low blow to Truth.
Oh, come on. Serious.
Dead serious. Low blow. Then hoisted him straight up for the attitude adjustment. 1, 2, 3. Match over. Just like that. 4 minutes, 25 seconds was the official time.
Wow, that's dirty. A cheap shot win.
And he wasn't even done. After the bell, he took the title belt back from the ref and hit Truth with it while he was down.
A despicable act, as the commentators apparently called it.
Yeah, they really hammered that point home, questioning if this is how fans wanted to see Cena's final run play out.
But then the crowd reaction was interesting.
Very. Almost immediately you hear, "Thank you, Cena." Chants start up.
Even after the belt shot.
Even after the belt shot. But then, almost just as fast, the Saturday night's main event theme music blasts through the arena. Seemed like they were trying to drown out those chants, maybe.
That's telling. So you've got the commentary condemning him, some fans thanking him maybe out of legacy respect, and production possibly trying to manage the audio narrative. Complex.
Well, it really is. Does it mean fans are kind of over the heel Cena novelty already? Or does he still command that respect regardless?
It's hard to say definitively. It could be a mix. Some might appreciate the legacy. Others might be tired of this particular character arc.
And there was that other take we saw that maybe this whole match was just filler.
Right, like a way to get the champ on TV before the bigger Money in the Bank show without needing a whole storyline.
Yeah, there were no promos leading into it, no real build. Just, hey, Cena's here, he's wrestling truth. Pop a rating, feature a big star without needing a massive storyline.
Just a bit of filler, basically. High-profile filler, but filler nonetheless.
That's another perspective, yeah. And then there's the third group who just thought it was, well, fun.
Fun, even with the finish.
Well, mainly the entrance, right? Truth as Ron Cena was genuinely funny. And the match itself, before the finish, had that back and forth with the signature moves. For a short TV match, some found it pretty entertaining.
Okay, I can see that. And we shouldn't forget Truth's history here. He said his goal was to beat hustle, loyalty, and respect back into his hero.
Yeah, obviously, that didn't quite work out for him here.
And the particular little nugget highlighted in your source was the rating Dave Meltzer gave that match.
Ah, okay. Meltzer's ratings.
And this is where it gets kind of interesting. The note stated he rated it precisely 1.25 stars.
1.25 stars. Wow.
Yeah. Exactly that. That's the key data point this source is adding to whatever we might have discussed before. Just that number, 1.25 stars, attributed to Meltzer.
Right.
So one final thing. That hesitation Cena had with the belt, was that real conflict, do you think? Or just setting up the low blow to be more impactful?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Was it a flicker of the old Cena or just smart manipulation by the new Cena?